Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, closing time, why so many downtown bars and restaurants are suddenly shutting down. Twin twisters, how strong the two tornadoes were that tore through Rocky Mountain House. And a sobering stop, the new facility where Edmonton police will soon take intoxicated people.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Edmonton's downtown bar and restaurant scene is losing some prominent places. Multiple businesses say they're closing for good. CTV's Curtis Goodrum caught up with some of the owners to find out why.
Construction, a common sight in downtown Edmonton. One of the reasons the owner of Greta says he's closing his bar.
They need to expedite the projects that are reducing access to the downtown core.
He says while sales are strong at Greta's 3 other Canadian locations, downtown Edmonton is no longer viable for businesses.
Downtown Edmonton, from an investment, from a return, is the single worst out of all of them.
It's near impossible. I think that the reason why we have decided not to continue to re-sign our leases and move forward is because we don't believe in our city supporting us for the next 5 or 10 years.
Chris Harvey used to own a nightclub and restaurant downtown. He believes the culture of downtown could take 20 to 30 years to rebuild.
They don't care about us, our businesses, our jobs, our culture, or our community. And we just have to accept that no matter what they say, they don't actually mean it. They don't want us here.
Another downtown restaurant, Kanzana, says it had to close its restaurants earlier this month due to construction.
This was something that had to close. Maybe in the future we can, bring something back. But at this moment, downtown is not a place anybody wants to be.
Kazana owners say they can't operate downtown because their restaurant is almost inaccessible.
Is potentially a lawsuit, or are you just kind of exploring that?
It's being considered, yes.
There has certainly been, sort of a perfect storm of construction projects that couldn't be delayed or put off.
O'Damon councillor Ann Stevenson says she has tried to pass motions to give businesses some relief, but it hasn't received enough support from other councillors.
Legislation has consistently reinforced that municipalities aren't liable for the impacts of their construction projects.
These restaurateurs say they need to see change before coming back to the core. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Northern Tornadoes Project has found there were actually 2 tornadoes that touched down in the Rocky Mountain House area on Saturday. That's on top of a tornado that hit near Robb, south of Edson, on Friday. And CTV's Amanda Anderson reports the wet weather is likely the reason behind Alberta's most active tornado season in a decade.
It's not like what you see in the movies. It's very, very more real than what a person could imagine. Yeah, it was way too close for comfort.
Justin Evernden captured the tornado touching down about 10 kilometers from where he was working near Robb, Alberta.
It was quite large, and you could see it kicking up the dirt and the trees and everything else from where I was at. So basically, I jumped in my truck and tried to get out of there.
He says it caused significant damage at an oil field site before heading through a valley. 24 hours later, this was in Rocky Mountain House, where not 1 but 2 tornadoes touched down.
It's pretty rare to have what we call twin tornadoes. It's a result of a process known as supercell cycling.
Both given an EF2 rating by the Northern Tornadoes Project. The first tornado that hit the south end of town left a path of destruction about 7.5 kilometers long and 1 kilometer wide. The second, that started nearby and traveled to the Codner area, was 10.6 kilometers long and 600 meters wide.
The first one it's not necessarily an anomaly in our database, but it was incredibly wide, whereas the second tornado was more typical in terms of the length to width ratio there.
At least 50 structures were damaged along both tornado tracks. The Northern Tornadoes Project says our soggy summer is likely behind such an active season.
That moisture is just fuel for thunderstorms. That's creating more thunderstorms and thus more tornadoes.
Alberta has now had 27 tornadoes, 4 more than 2019, the most active season in the past decade. The average is anywhere from 15 to 20. The season and the risk are far from over.
Put as many walls between you and the tornado as possible when you get a tornado warning.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The county of Thorhild has declared an agricultural state of emergency. It's due to flooded farmland. The county's Reeves says several farmers and producers are dealing with oversaturated grounds, delayed seeding, or damaged crops due to the relentless rain. Trevor Defoe says declaring an agricultural disaster will raise awareness of the challenges the area is facing. He says this weekend alone, more than 70 millimeters of rain was recorded.
Our goal is to have, as council, is to see our county prosper, and then a major part of that is our agriculture, right? So for sure, when our producers are hurting, we definitely feel it.
Another community hit hard by flooding is asking the province for assistance. Strathcona County is dealing with washed out and damaged roads and bridge culverts. Last night, councillors agreed to apply for emergency funding. They estimate repairs will cost $16 million. The city of Edmonton is preparing for higher temperatures by activating its extreme heat response that allows people to get water at various city locations. Peace officers will also carry water bottles to give to people in need. Libraries, pools, and rec centers are open to anyone who wants to come in and get some shade. All right, Corey, not only hotter temperatures on the way, going to be sunny out there as well.
Yeah, we're seeing bluer sky, which is fantastic, and we're really feeling the heat as we look outside from our CTV drone, Horlack Park, where we've got a lot of festivals going on down there. There's a music festival tonight, and it looks like people might be getting set up for Heritage Days, getting an early setup on that. So, yeah, what we can also see is still a little bit of a haze in the sky, but it's a little bit bluer, which is great. So it's a little bit of a reprieve from some of the smoke. The air quality has been improving. As far as our high for today, we are at 28 now. Possibly could make it up to 29. That is the forecasted high for today. So we'll see how that plays out over the next hour. Average seasonal high is 24. Again, we're at 28 right now. West winds 13 kilometers per hour. Any winds coming in from the west to the south is good. Kind of keeps the forest fire smoke at bay, or at least a little bit less in the sky, less saturation than what we have been seeing. As we take a look at the air quality health index, we are at a 4, so a moderate health risk. Areas to the west, low health risk. So we are still seeing smoke in our region to the south and to the north, but it has improved quite a bit for today, and it will continue to do so. So at-risk population, consider reducing or rescheduling strenuous outdoor activities. General population, no need to do so unless you notice any sort of symptoms associated with air quality. As we go throughout the evening, we'll start to cool off, still fairly clear. Starting off tomorrow with a risk of fog, 17 degrees, and then a high of 30 for tomorrow. And as we take a look at your 3-day forecast, 31 possibly on Friday. Saturday, 28, still a risk of thunderstorms. Could be another stormy day. We'll keep an eye on that, and I have your 5-day forecast coming up next time we chat.
All right, Corey, thank you. The city of Edmonton is reminding people wearing a life jacket is more than a suggestion. In many cases, it's the law. Anyone using a boat, floaty, or paddleboard is required to wear a life jacket while on the river in Edmonton. You could receive a $250 ticket if you don't. Data from the Alberta Life Saving Society shows since 2015, an average of 44 people have drowned in Alberta every year. 70% of those deaths happen in lakes or rivers. The Society is reminding people many bodies of water are deeper than usual right now because of the amount of rain the province has received this summer. The Society says you should never swim alone.
100% of drowning deaths in children under 5 years old in Alberta are due to distracted supervision or lack of supervision. So we really recommend that you're watching your children closely and you're keeping them with you within arm's reach at all times.
The third week of July is National Drowning Prevention Week because that's usually when the most drownings occur in Canada. Parks Canada says more than half of the 374 properties destroyed in the Jasper wildfire are approved or have been rebuilt. Parks Canada released its report into the recovery 2 years since wildfires destroyed parts of Jasper. It provides status updates on dozens of recovery categories. Many of the damaged park facilities have been repaired. Hazards on trails, roadways, and visitor areas have also been cleared. 1,600 front country campsites are open. That's about 80% of what was available prior to the wildfires. The report also says it's estimated about 2.1 million people visited Jasper National Park last year. That's still below pre-wildfire levels. One of Alberta's most accomplished triathletes is celebrating a milestone victory. Paula Findlay won her first full-distance Ironman race, finishing in 8 hours, 47 minutes. She finished almost 4 minutes ahead of the second placer. The Ironman is an almost 4-kilometer swim, 180-kilometer bike ride, and then a 42-kilometer marathon. This race is Findlay's first ever attempt at the full distance. Prime Minister Mark Carney congratulated her on social media, calling her performance an inspiration for Canadians.
To have the Prime Minister recognize results like this from Canadian athletes is just good for sport in Canada. And I'm super proud that, he was able to notice that I did it and then, bring some attention to it. Winning it is just crazy. It's gotten more attention than I ever thought it would. I think people have followed my career, or a lot of people have followed my career for the last 20 years. And to still be having results at this level on this stage is kind of mind-blowing for a lot of people, and me included.
The win secures her a spot in the Ironman World Championship in Hawaii this October. Coming up next on CTV News, let's make a deal. Alberta's Premier stays optimistic the PM can talk Canada out of Trump tariffs.
I think that the Prime Minister has heard from us that we want to make sure that we get a good deal.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Edmonton police officers will soon be able to take intoxicated people off the streets and keep them at a new facility for up to a day to sober up. The 18-bed integrated stabilization center will be inside police headquarters. It's part of a $30 million announcement by the province bolstering addiction services. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
Before his announcement, Addictions Minister Rick Wilson toured Chinatown with Edmonton's mayor.
It's tough. It's not a place that you want your kids to be, I'll tell you that for sure. But I think if we work together on this, we're going to make this better.
Wilson says $30 million in provincial money is paying for more than 400 new treatment, housing and stabilization beds in the Edmonton region, including an 18-bed integrated stabilization center inside police headquarters that will open later this summer. Police will have the power under the Alberta Gaming, Liquor and Cannabis Act to detain people on drugs or alcohol they believe pose a risk to themselves or the public.
We're going to have our recovery coaches there. There's going to be people from nursing that are going to be there. So these people now will be able to monitor them.
It will be a secure but non-criminal space where people can be held for up to 24 hours.
Once stabilized by Recovery Alberta medical team, the intention of the ISC will be diversion. Diversion away from the justice system, connecting individuals to voluntary treatments, supports that meet their unique needs in that moment.
Provincial health data suggests more than half of Alberta's opioid-related deaths now happen in Edmonton. While the crisis impacts people from all walks of life, the detox facility will likely be for people living on the street who are disproportionately Indigenous.
You're being arrested and taken to police HQ and put in a room and monitored with a camera until you can sober up.
Well, part of the problem was these people would be left on the street before and possibly die.
The mayor says if the province was only announcing the stabilization center, he may not have supported it.
We should not look at these in isolation. That is one tool in a host of many tools being announced today. That's what gives me hope.
The province is building what it calls compassionate intervention facilities in Edmonton and Calgary for involuntary addiction treatment, set to open in about 18 months. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A new round of Trump tariffs is looming over discussions of unity, health care, and affordability on the second day of a meeting of Canada's premiers in Charlottetown. Prince Edward Island's premier says the group supports a strong and united Canada. Doug Ford says Ontario has an everything-on-the-table approach to trade negotiations with the United States, and he wants to see all the other provinces do the same. The premiers will meet with Prime Minister Mark Carney tomorrow. Premier Danielle Smith says she remains hopeful the PM can make a deal with Trump before the 28-day tariff deadline.
I think that the Prime Minister has heard from us that we want to make sure that we get a good deal that is comprehensive and covers all of those outstanding issues, and I think that I hope that that's what he's working towards.
The premiers also discussed a proposed Eastern oil pipeline to Ontario that Smith and Ford have been promoting. Smith says her priority is still building another West Coast pipeline. Still to come tonight on CTV News, a rain-riddled ride. How much water it takes to potentially damage your vehicle. With more rain in the forecast, one auto shop is warning drivers about the hazards of water. Optimum Auto Service says even the smallest amount of water can damage your car in the short term. The shop has seen a dozen cars with flood damage in the last week. It says the worst thing drivers can do is turn their cars on and off while stuck in water.
If the client decides to start the vehicle after it's stalled out on them, the amount of time they try to crank it, because that'll also affect the amount of water that enters the air intake system, causing it to hydrolock essentially. It's not the best case situation, causing major engine issues.
He says water damage can cost anywhere from $200 to thousands of dollars, depending on the severity. Well, Corey, I imagine some people will finally be rolling down the roofs this week on their convertibles. Finally, some nice weather out there this week.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. Saturday is a day, though, we have to watch because we could possibly see some storms again on Saturday. We've added to the total once again, just keeping you updated on that. Again, the average July rainfall is 83 millimeters. With the rain that we saw yesterday morning, we are now at 210 for July so far, and we've got another 9 days left in the month, so we're just adding to that total. We could possibly triple the average July rainfall. We'll see what happens, especially after next Saturday. Right now, 28 degrees, winds coming in from the northwest, a little bit of a breeze, helping to keep some of the smoke out of our region. There is still an air quality warning in place for areas north of us, Slave Lake and north. It has been dropped for the Edmonton area. Fort McMurray still remains, Peace River and high level. They're also under a severe thunderstorm watch, and there is a warning between the two locations as well. And we are seeing some storms pass through there, so south of high level. Those will track eastward. We'll take a look at those in the future cast in a short bit. First, temperature-wise, we are at 28. We've got 28 in Peace River. Grand Prairie and Jasper both at 31. We have 31 in Lethbridge, and Medicine Hat looks to be the warm spot right now on the map at 32. So really feeling the heat throughout the province. As we take a look, there's the storms in the northwest, and those are tracking to the east. Some pockets of very heavy rain. They are losing some of their energy as they are pulling to the east. Central, southern areas, mostly clear sky. Looks like we're seeing some lightning now southeast of Camrose. It was kind of just tapering off as they pull to the southeast. For us, mostly clear. We remain mostly clear as we go throughout the rest of the day. Those storms in the north will track eastward, north of Fort McMurray as we go throughout the evening into the early morning hours. Could see a few more tomorrow morning. For us, though, mainly sunny as we go throughout tomorrow. Cold Lake, Lac La Biche areas to the north as we go throughout tomorrow afternoon, evening. Could see some thunderstorms. I don't think we'll see any of that action here in Edmonton. For tomorrow again, Fort McMurray 23, Lac La Biche 27, a risk of thunderstorms. Whitecourt 27, Grand Prairie 27. So not as warm as today, but still feeling the heat. 31 Calgary, 33 Lethbridge, and possibly 35 in Medicine Hat. For us here in Edmonton, as we go throughout the evening and overnight period, fairly clear. Could possibly see a little bit of fog tomorrow morning, 17 to start off, and then 30 for a high. Will become a little bit breezy tomorrow, so the wind will be picking up. You'll notice that more so into the afternoon. And then Friday, 17 to start, 31 for a high. Late day, a slight chance of thunderstorms, about a 30% chance. So kind of keeping an eye on that. It has developed a little bit. So keeping that in, it's fairly slight. Better chance later Saturday of seeing some thunderstorms, about a 40% chance, a high of 28. A little bit cooler for Sunday with a chance of showers, a high of 25. And that's where we start off on Monday, another 25. But again, for tomorrow, 30, 31 on Friday, Saturday, 28. Saturday at this point, our best chance of seeing some more storms. Matt.
All right, Corey, thank you. Contract talks are back on between WestJet and the Flight Attendants Union. The two sides are meeting in Calgary. The union says WestJet's flight attendants are among the lowest paid. It says flight attendants work up to 35 unpaid hours every month. The airline says its hourly wage is created to compensate every hour its flight attendants work. Last week, flight attendants voted overwhelmingly in favor of a strike. The earliest a strike could happen is August 2nd. When we return, positive paintings, how a local hospital is celebrating the 40th anniversary of its art collection.
Patients respond to it so positively that it can shorten their stay in hospitals.
Thursday on your morning, are we entering a new era of artificial intelligence? If so, how you can take advantage. Plus, classic Edmonton restaurants. Which spot or dish is on your Mount Rushmore?
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Doctors, patients, and artists are celebrating 40 years of art at the University of Alberta Hospital. A milestone is being marked with a new exhibition at the McMullen Gallery called While We Wait and Heal. CTV's Noah Rashog has more.
And what a difference the art can make.
At the University of Alberta Hospital, art is healing more than just the soul. The McMullen Art Gallery is celebrating an anniversary with a new exhibition.
We're celebrating a huge milestone at McMullen Gallery. It's the 40th anniversary of the gallery and also of the hospital's art collection.
The theme of the collection is, of the exhibition is the community that helped build the collection over the last 40 years, as well as the diversity of the collection.
The exhibition is a celebration of art. Each piece is the personal favorite of one of the donors, staff, or friends of the University Hospital Foundation's program that oversees the collection. Over those 40 years, the art has had an impact on patients like Pamela Krienkum, who recalls a breakthrough moment in the gallery.
A piece that said, love yourself intensely, immensely, indefinitely, and for some reason that really stuck with me, and that actually carried me for about 10 years. I made it into posters, I made it the background of my phone.
The art is more than just something pretty for patients to look at. Studies show that having art in a hospital actually has a physiological effect on a patient's well-being.
It can shorten their stay in hospitals, it can lower blood pressure, and it can lower their cortisol level.
Dr. Aronik is an acclaimed neurosurgeon. One of his wards is decorated with clinical precision. He hopes to put his patients and staff at ease in a stressful setting.
All the hospitals that I had ever been involved with, and many that I'm still involved with, are very clinical. White walls and that antiseptic smell. So this was a departure.
Whether it's lowering stress levels or lifting spirits, 40 years of the art program at the hospital is a reminder that healing comes in many forms. Noah Rashog, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.